Good evening, everybody, and welcome. This is Mr. E from Conductive Music, bringing you yet another episode of Steam Corner, this time dedicated to Momocuri. Momocuri is a half-term project that we just finished running with lovely students ranging from year 1 all the year from year 11. Congratulations to all of those who took part. And this stream is dedicated to sharing some ideas, some tips and tricks for the code in particular, since the competition is ongoing. For those of you who have not seen or are not aware of what Momocuri is, we ran a whole week project which included music, storytelling and creative coding, centered around the tale of Adachigahara, which is an ancient Japanese spooky tale from the Kabuki tradition and also from the No tradition. We ran 5 lessons of 90 minutes each for all of our students, 4 times every day. So by the end of the week, we were absolutely shattered, but also very, very happy and proud. So once again, all of our students, and if you are one of the participants, have an entire week to create the final version and enter the competition. How? Well, by creating a 3-level video game on Microsoft MakeCode Arcade and a 3-minute soundtrack on BandLab. In case you're curious, all the software that we use is free, as always, is browser-based, and is available on tablets, as well as phones, as well as computers, both Mac, Windows, and most of Linux will also work. Without further ado, I'm going to introduce the lovely guests of tonight. So Miss Yui and Miss Laura, who are now live on Zoom. Good evening, everybody. How are you doing?
Good evening. How are you? We are happy.
Phenomenal. How are you, Laura?
Good evening. Very well, thank you. Very excited for today.
Awesome. One word to comment on the week experience. So Laura, it was the first time that you were joining us on a long-term project. So Laura has been teaching with us for quite a while now, but this was the first, let's call it long-term adventure. So something to sum up your experience.
2 words: illuminating and intense.
I was expecting that. That was definitely very intense, but rewarding at the end, wasn't it? So
absolutely.
Fabulous. So Yui, from your side of things, what's the Japanese-ness contribution that you reckon this project has brought in?
Japanese-ness.
Yeah, of course, it's all towards the Japanese concepts. We had Japanese games, Japanese animation, Japanese music, quite a bit. And
yes.
Oh, hello, Carly. Welcome. Thank you for the lovely comment. I'll broadcast it live. Yes. What do you think, Yui? Yes.
Yeah, it was proper Momocuri is the 3 years thing, 3 years plan, and bring everything together.
A 3 years plan. What's a 3 years plan? Can you explain a bit more?
Because I came to UK 3 years ago, and the Momo, peach, and the chestnuts become fruit in 3 years. That's the word of Momocuri.
Oh, I see. So Momocuri in itself means peach and chestnut, and it takes 3 years for this to transform it from one into the other, according to the legend. Is that correct?
But it's worth it when you get to the end.
Okay,
Yes.
Fair enough. Brilliant. In that case, guys, I think we should start sharing some coding ideas tonight. I think these were based on some comments that we received, that Laura and Yui and myself have received. Unfortunately, we cannot provide with individual support before the end of the competition, because it's a competition, so it will be a bit unfair to help others, some instead of everybody, no? But we just thought we'll share some ideas with you guys. So before we jump in, I just want to share this phenomenal video that I made, and it took me so long, so I really want to use it everywhere I can. So see you back in a minute, everybody. And here we go. So just so we are clear, guys, if you're looking for the rules to the competition, all you have to do is go to our website, which is conductivemusic.uk, and then add the /Momocuri. And in there you'll find the videos that help you create the accounts that you need. In particular, anything that has to do with retrieving the links from MakeCode and or BandLab, which is quite complicated sometimes. How to create, retrieve, share your work from MakeCode, and exactly the same thing on BandLab. As always, our first priority is to make sure that everybody is safe online, so we showed you how, in this video, how to create an account and stay anonymous and safe at all times. By the way, our guests have not disappeared. Miss Laura and Miss Yui are still in the background. Can you say hello, guys? You're still alive? Can you still hear us?
Hi.
Hello.
Fabulous, fabulous. Okie dokie. So here we've got the final codes, and in case you were interested in the competition, the requirements are at the top, and really quickly you complete the feedback form, and as soon as you finish it, it'll give you the link. That link allows you to submit your work. You got until Friday 26 at 23:59, after which the form is going to be shut down, okay? So be careful and mindful of the time. So you want to create a 3-level video games with the collectibles. We're going to talk a little bit more about it today. The dialogue on level 2 and the battle on level 3. As it happens, it also needs a soundtrack, which is 3 minutes long. It doesn't need to synchronize perfectly, not to worry. Created on BandLab, and by the way, Mr. Singh says hello. He says that you went to him for some help on your compositions, and that is absolutely amazing. He's super happy to be sharing his knowledge with you. The first minute is a flute-based composition inspired to the traveling monks that play the shakuhachi, the traditional bamboo Japanese flute. Minute 2 instead includes the hard-coded sounds that are within the Microsoft Arcade platform, whilst minute 3 is the battle one, using the Game Boy and the arcade sounds that we use from the samples in BandLab. Next, to publish your video game, don't forget to grab the links, both for the MakeCode and the BandLab. The only other thing that you need is very simple, is a title to your game and maybe a paragraph to describe what it is about or how you play it, in case there are some specific instructions that you want to give to the player. Please share your real name with us. We're only going to use it for the certificates, and then use a pseudonym, or in other words, like a gaming nickname or something like that, which we will use on the live streams. We're going to announce the 4 winners and the great winner, the winner of all winners, on live stream on Wednesday, not tomorrow, next week, okay? So in about 8 days from now. So I hope you guys will have fun. Laura, what would you like me to do in terms of the code? What feature do you reckon we should add first of all?
Well, what I really like is when you do all the tasks on one level, and it unlocks a secret level where you can collect more stuff, but you don't even know it's there until you've beat the first level.
Okie dokie, all right. So this is a kind of a challenge, right? So on the first level, our hero is on the plains of Adachigahara. You can see him here, and collects these herbs. Once you collect 20 herbs, something happens, doesn't it? We go to level 2 and we trigger the dialogues and funny, okay, perfect. But Laura, here's a question. Where should we go once we reach 20? What location do you reckon we should make? Keep in mind that we've got about 5 minutes to make it.
I think we can be in the same location but with different things to pick up.
Okay, that's fine. So, which things do you reckon we should be picking up?
Well, the thing is, in the story, UK goes to the plains of Adachigahara to collect herbs for healing the sick, but he also goes there to find special powers that he could use to beat evil spirits.
Okay.
So some kind of some kind of magical power to do with, spiritual magical power, kind
So
of
we're
like
talking about the yin yang
yang
stones. Okay, perfect.
yin yang stones. Yeah.
So yin yang stones. So do you want to tell me more about this story whilst I start creating the stuff? Before you kickstart that story though, let me just tell our viewers what we are doing. On the original code, you see here on the sprite of kind player overlaps with food, which are the herbs. When you reach 20 point, we would call dialogue 1, right? Instead, I'm gonna take this one out and make it called the yin yang stones, which is basically adding an extra level. All right, so it's absolutely fine. I mean, we're not disqualifying you for doing extra work. It's absolutely fine and beautiful. But Laura, please do go ahead. And if I do remember correctly, we want 8 of these stones. Why? What's the numbering behind this? What's the deal?
There's absolutely no reason in the story that I can think of. But when we first thought of it, we thought that 8 was a really good number of things to pick up. It's if we decide we're going to use them as projectiles later on to defeat the demoness, it's nice to have a good handful of them in hand.
Okay.
And yeah, so the yin yang stones represent a sort of invisible powers, really. So so it's just nice to have a few to pick up, but less than the herbs, because otherwise it's just too much picking up.
That's absolutely fine. You can now admire my horrible drawing skills, but that's it. You're stuck with them. So
also 8 is lucky number in whole Asia.
It is. Oh, okay.
Yes.
Why is that?
Because the character kanji, the Chinese character 8,
Yes.
is spreading to the bottom, so which means something getting bigger.
Right.
The
The
symbol.
expansion of good
Expansion of the good fortune. So 8 is always in China, in Japan, is the lucky number.
Okie dokie. Fine. So whilst we pause the story for a second, let me show you what I'm doing with the code. I created a loop that repeats 8 times and plays this yin yang stone of a kind called YYS, just because it's yin yang stone. And we need to place it on a random tile. So we go and find our usual block, which is place my sprite, which is the yin yang stone, on top of a random green tile. The next step, I'm going to create an overlap, which is the usual one. So here we go. The whale mouth shaped one, which is when the kind of player goes on top of the yin yang, we need to destroy it. We need to do the $1 million move, the move on the my sprite, the kind of a nice animation here, something quite quick. Then we add a point, info change score by 1, there we go. And then at this stage, we can say if story leads to, sorry, if the points equal 28, that's because we had 20 from the previous level and 8 from this other level, if that makes sense. Then we call the dialogue level, or we might call something else, I don't know, let's see. So guys, whilst I try and test the game, can you tell me this part of the story again, maybe for over a minute or something, Laura?
Yes, so UK is a trainee monk, and he's made a long journey to the plains of Adachigahara to collect the herbs that he needs to be able to heal the sick, which is one of the things that he wants most in the world.
Okay.
But it was a dangerous journey because the plain of Adachigahara is said to be haunted by a demoness. So
let me
he's there, but he's in danger.
Sorry, because we are about to try the yin yang. Just a second. I'm on 19 at the moment. Let me jump on to 20. Boom. Okay. And you see, guys, the yin yang stones have appeared, and a 1 and a 2, 3. Carry on, Laura. All yours. I'm searching for the yin yang.
Yes. So UK arrives at the plane of Adashigahara with warnings echoing in his ears from everyone along the way who said, please, please, be careful, don't stay out after dark. But he's collecting and collecting, and he's so excited, collecting all the stones and all of the herbs, that the sun goes down. And then he's there with a full basket of everything he wanted to collect, but in the dark with nowhere to go, all alone.
Perfect.
So what's he
timing.
gonna do?
I just triggered level 2 with the dialogue. Awesome stuff. So yeah, this is how it worked. And guys, let me show you again the code for this in case you're interested. There we go. So we took away the dialogue 2 call from this score equal 20. We created the yin yang stones instead, this function, inside of which there is a loop that repeats this creation 8 times. You create a yin yang stone and then you place it on top of a random grass tile. But obviously, you guys can place it wherever you like, depending on your level design. In here, instead, we have an overlap, which is the usual wheel-mouse shape block that leads to a destroy sprite. Change the score, so we had 20 on the previous level, now we want to reach 28, and if we reach 28, we call dialogue 1, which is nothing but the beginning of level 2, which includes all of the dialogues. Now, Yui, I think we have time to add one more feature to this game. What do you think we should do?
We need a house of the demoness, no? No?
That sounds good, that sounds good. So, I think I can try doing this. So it says print character text, and it says it's dark and stormy, but there is a light, a house. So I think here we can do a nice modification. So look at what I'm doing. I'm grabbing the initial tile map and making a copy of it. So right click and duplicate. Now if we go down a little bit and we place it just at the beginning of the function, you can see this. I can enter it, and there is somewhere, I think, a tile map which looks like a house, or perhaps it's a sprite. I need to check it out, just a moment. Yeah, it's probably a sprite, you know. So
you could have a dungeon, but color it a bit more brown.
It's alright. There is a house. I'll place it now. Let's say that I place it here. So this is actually here somewhere, which is 2520. I'm looking at the bottom left where the coordinates are, 2520. So we can go and grab a sprite and call it. What's the name of the house, guys?
Abaraya?
What?
It's a house, is fine, house.
Abaraya. Okay, Abaraya.
Sí.
And this is a kind of house. Remember always to change the kind of your players. And if you go to gallery, scroll down a little bit, you see there's 2 houses. Laura, do you want it purple or red?
Oh, red.
Okie dokie.
Red for danger.
Fine, it's coming. So you see, it's there. Okay, and this is going to be placed. I'm gonna place it on a specific tile. So instead of using the random one, I used the specific one, which I took a look at. And it says like 2519 is a quite good position. So I'm just gonna put 2519, match it to Abaraya, which is our house, and then that's it. One block that we didn't discuss is the movement block by the story block, which is pretty cool. You go to movement and you can move to a certain position in the tile map. So we can grab this one, and let's say that we go to Abaraya and tile map. Perhaps UK wants to be, let's see, once again on the tile map, if this is where the house is, maybe we want to place him a little bit lower, so 2623. And then we want to perhaps slow him down a little bit, maybe to 40. And then put a pause block, otherwise the dialogue triggers before he sees the house. So I'm gonna put a 2-second block. And Laura, do you want to tell us what's happening in the house whilst I play through the game trying to get to this part? All yours.
Well, I don't want to spoil things because the dialogue says quite a lot of it as well. But when UK goes in the house, he's expected to see a demon, but he actually sees a little old lady. Whew, he's really safe. He feels that he's got himself out of trouble. He sits down, he's her guest. And she starts to give him hospitality, but then he starts to notice some strange things in the house that tell him maybe he's not so safe that he thought.
Fair enough. Okie dokie, so let's take a look. Oh, the yin yans have just appeared. I found one, sorry, 2, 3, 4. Come on, 5, 6. Almost there, almost there. Where's the last 2? Come on, 7. 1 to go, 1 to go. And there we go. Oh, uh-oh. I made a little mistake. I made a little mistake on the code. I'm sorry. Because
so easy to do, isn't it?
Yeah, look at that. I made the movement. I made the house move. That's why it was the house that was moving. Okay. That's fine.
That's also scary. It's nice.
It's a little bit. That's a little bit Baba Yaga rather than Adachi Gahara, though. The house moves in Baba Yaga.
Okie dokie. I'll do a little trick then. I'll make them both move. Come on. Let's do this. I can make UK move to 26, row 23. Let's start a little bit higher. And then we go. Okay, that's should.
Or is it possible to make house to move towards UK?
Yes, we can. We can. So, guys, in case you wanted to do that, don't forget you can use the follow, and that will do. That will do the trick. What's the next part? We've got a few minutes left. What's the next change you'd like to do, guys?
Well, the next part is inside the house. So I guess it's another scene change. Would be my first choice of something to do.
Okay. So let me think how we can do it. We can make a overlap that says that when you get on top of the house, it changes the tile map to inside the house. So that could be quite cool. Let's see. I need to break this dialogue, unfortunately, because this is what's happening right now. Okay, so UK is in front of the house. So what we want to do now is create this overlap that says when UK touches the house, we change the tile map to inside the house, you were saying, Laura, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, let's try it. So we go to inside the house. We change the tile map. So I'm gonna have to design it, and it's gonna take a little bit longer, but perhaps you guys can help me. So first of all, we need to resize the tile map to 10 by 8 because this is the exact size of the inside of the house. Now, I don't think I've got any walls, so I would need to design them, and that might be a little bit complicated, but I can do dungeon. Is that acceptable?
Dungeon, maybe you can make it a bit pretty later by putting some brown rather than grey, making it look a little bit less ominous, but you never know. UK is in danger. We know it. He doesn't know it yet, so
that makes sense. Yeah. Okay, so I'm designing a little by little.
He's never seen a dungeon before, so he doesn't know. He doesn't know what it means.
Fair enough.
He spent his days in the beautiful wooden temples.
You just need to put the door.
The door, yeah?
That you should put.
That's true. Let me just place these.
Oh yes, because that's the way out of the room as well. That's the way out of the level.
I can put a switch. I don't have a door, but I can do a switch. Is that okay?
Oh,
for now.
Sure.
Okie dokie. So, just in case you're wondering, guys, this red overlay makes the tiles solid, so I cannot go over them. But it's here, it's fine. You see, this one, I will let it be walkable, basically. I can put some stairs. Does that work, guys?
Okay.
The stairs to entrance, and the wall can be this crackly stuff with a few modifications. Okay.
Oh wow, you're much quicker at drawing than me.
Yeah, but also not very good. It's
Well, you know,
just
speed and skill are both things that I don't have. So you should feel lucky.
right. So
Come on, it's gonna be great.
thank you. So we make UK appear here on a 04, yeah? And then the lady should be appear on 81. 04 and 81. So let's go and position them. So we place UK on a 04. And then I'm gonna make a copy of this block. And then the lady, it is called Onibaba, right? What did I say? 81, wasn't it? So we have a picture of her already somewhere. But should she be different because she's not evil yet, right?
No,
She-
she's
So-
just pretty grandma.
Okay, so it needs to be... I'll just call her Pretty Grandma then. Pretty Grandma. So she needs to be a different different looks.
Yes.
So this one, I can make her as Granny. And then let's choose another picture. Okay, I think because we made her transparent and a little bit evil, so I'm just gonna use the original picture. That should do the trick. So
Give her some grey hair.
yeah. Okay, so I think this works. And then at this stage, if I remember correct, so we're going very fast with the coding, so I'm sure I've made some mistakes somewhere, but hopefully. At this stage, when Yuke comes in, it calls this function, is dark and stormy and so forth. I forgot we need to destroy the house. Because if we don't destroy the house, it's going to keep triggering the same function over and over again, and we're going to go into a loop. We're going to be stuck there. So we go to the function knock knock. Oh, we're not supposed to have knocked already, do we? Sorry. Let's make the story correct. It's dark and stormy. There is a light. The house. If you knock, if you don't knock, yes knock. And if you do knock, you end up inside the house. So I think that should be enough.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Let's try it. Let's try it. Is it ready? Is it ready?
Not quite. Not quite. Sorry, this is a bit... I was going a little bit too fast. Let me just fix a couple of things.
This was one of the things that we were asked most often during half term, whether we could have a house that you could go into. We didn't
Okay.
have time to talk about it during the week. We didn't have time to code it together, but super exciting for me. I'm really enjoying this.
Okie dokie, okie dokie. So, if we knock, we go inside the house. If we don't knock, we need to go inside the house anyways.
Yeah, there's just one more line of speech.
Yes,
and then it goes
yes,
in
yes,
the house.
that's correct. So I think for now it might be a bit tricky, but no, I can cheat. Let's see. No, I cannot cheat. Fine. So we're gonna answer yes at that question, and
Yes.
we're gonna be in the dialogue. So everything happens inside the house now. Fingers crossed. I'm not entirely sure. I hope so. And then
We can change the story a bit as well,
Yeah.
so that the choice is whether he goes toward the house or not, or something.
Yes. So, I mean, maybe we should say flick the switch instead of open the door, and then don't flick the switch.
Okay, a forbidden switch. It doesn't have quite the same ring to it in a story as a forbidden door.
I know,
but
but it's too long
we
to
are
draw.
always, yeah, we are We're always developing and changing things. Switches are much more common nowadays than they were
Fair enough.
Yeah.
in the world of Once Upon a Time as well.
Didn't know the Onibaba has electricity at home.
Well,
no, it's
you
a
know, that
magical
means it's
switch,
even more
no
dangerous.
electricity.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Yeah, come on. It's powered by the souls of the lost unicorns that she has trapped.
Onibaba and Baba Yaga would get on very, very well together.
Do you want to tell us in 30 seconds the story of Baba Yaga for those that don't know it?
Baba Yaga is a Russian old hag witch Onibaba type of a creature who lives deep in the Russian woods in a house on chicken legs.
On what?
Her fence is a house that has legs, and the
cool.
legs are giant chicken legs. And her fence around her house is on every fence post there's a skull with a light inside, and they glow all night and then they turn off in the morning.
Okay.
She helps some people, but mostly she eats them.
That's nice. So I went for knocking. I think there's a little...
Nice isn't quite the word I would normally go for.
Okay.
Fierce.
Okay, what we didn't say is the chopping. So obviously the axe on the wall is missing from our game. But we are in the house, by the way. I don't know if you noticed. So I can now flick the switch, or don't flick the switch, but I'm going to flick the switch.
Flick the switch.
And then, oh no! And, there is a little issue here that we need to go back to the previous tile map, of course. So give me just a moment, and I need to re-put the tile map, just a second. And we might have enough time to play one more time, don't we?
Wow, the speed! It's crazy. It would take me hours to do this. Actually, it takes me hours to play the game as well. I'm quite slow at
That
collecting
was funny on
herbs.
Saturday.
I'm if anyone is watching who saw my performance, I apologize once more.
So Pretty Grandma, but she's not Pretty Grandma anymore. She's the evil. Wait.
So there's another bit where you have to tell Pretty Grandma to turn into the demoness.
Yes. You know, I did something very silly. I renamed the variable instead of creating a new one. So this one is called Oni Baba, and it needs to be completely different. And she follows us. And I'm
Quite
getting
fast.
there. I'm getting there. So this one was the Oni Baba, and we deleted part of her. Which color hair should she have, Yui?
White.
White color hair. Okay, no problem. There we go. And then I'll put some red fiery stuff in her head.
Yeah.
And
When she's a
some
demon,
orange.
her hair can be much bigger too.
Okay. For size is an issue because we need to redraw everything if you want to change size. But anyway, so this should be almost there. Obviously it's a bit untidy, but
But like you said to our participants last week, you can always go back and make it pretty afterwards, as long as it works.
yes.
You can go back and do your Picasso work later.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so let's give it one last play. Let's see if it works. Because... Oh, I see. There was something a bit silly going on here. I see what's happening. Just a moment. Okay, I'm gonna have to skip designing the house.
Don't worry, that was just an extra anyway.
Yeah.
Yes. So always with variable, isn't it?
Yes. No. The reason for that, I think, is just because of the order of the story. Obviously, we can do it at a later stage, but I'm just thinking, in a half hour doing the level is a bit of a challenge. Let's try. So I'm collecting the herbs. I'm at 5, 6. Come on, run, you slow monk. 10, 11. He's a bit slow, this monk.
He's
had a little
he's
bit too much
enjoying the
Gohan.
experience
fair enough.
of collecting herbs. You maybe the sun's coming down, late late autumn sunlight, beautiful.
All right, I'm going after the yin yang now, and a 1, and a 3, 4. Come on, 5.
Yes, but will even 8 be enough to defeat the famous demoness of Adachigahara? UK doesn't know, and neither do we.
Woohoo! The house
Does
is
he
moving.
have
It's
them?
pretty creepy. It's dark and stormy, but there is a light, a house. Yes, knock. Okay, now we're inside the house. Come on in, sit
Whoa!
down by the fire. An old lady, not a demon. Thank you. Okay, so we can move. And I think... Okay. What's that spooky noise? Oh, that's just a store. Is that a giant axe hanging on the wall? Yes.
Of course it
Yes,
is.
you do,
Who
yeah.
doesn't have a special enormous axe on the wall?
Fabulous. Stay here, do not open the door. Okay, but I'm curious. So I'm gonna flick the switch, yeah?
Flick the switch.
Oh, actually, sorry, I clicked no by mistake. I promised, but there's a banging sound. Maybe somebody's trapped. Oh no! Okay, now we are outside. And I
Oh,
think one of the scary ones is after us. Let's see. Oh yes. Oh yes.
Oh, no.
So you see there
oh
is
no!
a house.
Not oh yes! Oh no!
And I mean, unfortunately, you know, I can kill her with just one little shot, and she's a little bit slow, but
Just run away for a minute.
she killed me. She killed me. I
Well,
think
you
there's
know,
a little glitch in the code at the end.
you gotta try your luck. You know, maybe this is an alternate universe where UK, the hero, actually comes to a sticky end, and it's UK the second who actually wins
But-
next time.
Anyways, guys, if you were interested in this code, I have just placed it on our YouTube comment. So Yui and Laura, you're back live now. We're back on the Zoom.
Hello.
Hello.
But for those of you interested in that code, I just posted the link on our YouTube comments. So thanks again for watching. And from my end, I would say all the best of luck for the competition. Obviously, we do have 4 Meow bits to give away. They are here. It's these beautiful ones. You can download your games and take them with you wherever you like. They're really, really cool. And if you want to put extra games inside, they do have an SD card slot that you can use for storage, which is pretty awesome. And Laura, any final messages to our students that are preparing for the final competition?
Well, you did so much fantastic, great work last week. Just keep it up. Keep that imagination firing off so you can try lots of new and fun stuff. And I can't wait to see what you come up with at the end of the week.
Wonderful. Thank you, Laura. And Yui, what do you think?
Well, we are looking forward to see your video game, play your video game, and also listen to your music. And please,
yeah,
please
the
submit
music
your
too.
work. Yes.
Yeah.
Okie dokie, okie dokie. So guys, thank you very much for being with us live tonight. Hope you enjoy this. Good luck with the competition. We already received 34 video games, and we really look forward to trying them out and listening to your music. You have time until Friday, this Friday at 23:59, so in the middle of the night, to send your submissions, and then Laura, you and myself will assess them over the weekend, get the 4 winners, and prepare a very beautiful surprise for the overall winner. The awards will be announced the winners will be announced during the awards ceremony next Wednesday, so not tomorrow, but in a week's time. And we'll also give you a voucher discount code that takes 20% off the tickets of our next project. It's going to take place over a week during the Easter holidays. So guys, thanks again for being with us. Thank you, Laura and Yui, for joining. Have a wonderful evening, everybody. Goodbye, and see you online soon. Stay
Bye.
curious.
Bye bye.